Okay, let's go. I'm glad we figured that out.
Okay.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my head's on this. Welcome to It's Not Over, a podcast and venue and platform for women and sometimes men to talk about maybe they've overcome some obstacles. Only amazing people come on this podcast.
I'm honored.
So I like to have people on and I love people to learn. So usually people that have overcome some sort of an obstacle come out looking amazing and beautiful and ready to share.
Love it.
Are you prepared?
I am prepared.
Okay.
Ready to get in.
All right. So here we go.
Ready to dig in.
I'm so excited for you.
Me too.
Meryl has a podcast too. So we'll see.
Yeah. Rebel Nutritionist. I'm Rebel.Nutritionist on Insta, but Rebel Nutritionist podcast. Tune in. It's pretty awesome. And we're doing some awesome things for 26. So you'll be on mine in 26.
Okay. Wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. We'll get you on the lineup.
So Miss Meryl.
Yes.
I have found my script. Okay, how about this? This can't be first one. Sorry. Is that the first one? All right, we're gonna start here. Okay. So tell us about yourself, Meryl, by the way. That's not on here. Introduce yourself.
Very profound.
Let us know who you are and what you do.
So I am Meryl Brandwine. I am a registered and credentialed, a licensed dietitian. I always call myself the out-of-the-box nutritionist because I really am certified in functional medicine, certified in nutritional genomics, certified in immune nutrition. So really what I do is I get to the root cause of what is going on in someone's body, in someone's life. And I do it from a holistic, integrative approach.
Okay.
It really is about understanding what are the signs and symptoms that the body is telling us. So you can have symptoms like fatigue and gut issues and hormone issues and thyroid issues. And just treating it with a medication is not, that's the Band-Aid. It's really what triggered all of that. And our goal is to get to the bottom of it and rebalance those systems and help someone feel, who is fatigued, who is going through digestive issues, feel better.
Right.
And heal.
Yes.
And we do it from a full approach of it is really mind, body, spirit, soul. And you have to look at all of those things, right? And food first, always. But it really is a compilation of everything fits together. Everything works together. The body doesn't work in isolation of anything else, environment, right? Our mindset.
Everything.
So, that's in a nutshell what we do. Help heal people.
And yes, why do you think, as you're talking, because I see it a lot, that functional medicine in general sometimes isn't, could sometimes have not a good,
like a negative connotation.
A negative, yes.
I think what's happened over time is that it's become a practice where maybe people get testing and then they're just given a bunch of supplements and they're sent on their way, supplements, protocols, and yet there's not really enough of the digging deep and listening and really then walking someone through that whole process of rebalancing a very imbalanced body. It could be, again, maybe it's the mental emotional piece, maybe it's the environmental piece. And in functional medicine, we're supposed to listen to all that.
Right.
But I do think a lot of, and especially of what's gone on social media right now, it's just there's a pill for all ill. And I think functional medicine has gotten caught up in that. And I've always talked about that. I've always said it's never just about, I know many functional practitioners. As a matter of fact, I get clients from them because they're like, here's your, lab results here. Even some of the lab testing companies now, they're doing the testing and you're given just a brief synopsis of here's clinically what's going on. Here's a supplement to take. And yet everything out there, they're still not better.
Go on your way.
Right.
Until you get more sick.
Right. You can't out supplement a diagnosis or a symptom. Right. And so just like you can't out medicate a symptom. So I feel like in many ways, it's become akin to traditional medicine where it's instead of the medication, it's a supplement. And so we have, and it's a moneymaker, right? For the industry, huge. It's a $1 billion industry. So I think there's a piece of that, and we have to be very careful on where is that fine line as a practitioner.
Well, people have been waiting, Meryl, for a secret pill or magic. There's not, and you and I spoke about this. So, and I know that
you're on a GLP, you think you are, but
you think you are, but let's talk about that. What is really happening in your body? Because and for some reason, friends of mine are taking it. They don't want me to know. I'm like,
right. I've gotten that too.
I've gotten that over it, and I don't know why. And
I think, look, I think as a culture, sorry to mention, I think culturally there's shame over, weight loss. How did you get there? The naysayers. I mean, I am not. I always tell. I've done a bunch of podcasts on this. I've done many, little blurbs on social. Snippets on social media. That I am a proponent of it if it is something that is going to be a catalyst to help you figure out how to reorganize and rework your life in a way that is healthy, and sustainable. So I think the problem is that people do see it as a quick fix, and there has been no behavior modification. There's been no lifestyle education around the very reason that probably you're so overweight and obese in the first place, right?
Unhealthy.
And unhealthy, right? I mean, it goes part and parcel. And again, it's not a blame game and it's not a judgment game.
Right.
I think that's where people, it's like, there's some, they feel bad about themselves. They feel less than whatever, or I can't do it on my own. There's almost the shame, right, that you just said around it. So, there's a big stigma, and so I think it's appropriate when it's needed, but I don't think it does. It has its place, but people have got to learn how to live without it because they probably shouldn't be on it forever. And, and if they're going to use it as just a crutch, like, oh, I've lost, X number of pounds and now I'm stopping it and now I'm gaining the weight back. Oh, I should go back on it. So now they're going to yo-yo with these
all the time.
Right. So they're going to yo-yo with the GLP-1s. It's not, that becomes dangerous as well, metabolically, right? From a metabolic, and so that flies in the face of, if you're trying to achieve longevity, it's not mutually exclusive. You will not be on the shot. You can't be on the shot forever and think you're going to have all this longevity. It just doesn't work together.
And I don't think, tell me if I'm wrong, that the GLPs came about, now it's clearly being used for weight loss, but it was to solve a medical issue.
It was for diabetes.
It was for diabetes.
Right? It's been around for 20 plus years for diabetes, right? When I was treating people, they were on, all these medications, these GLP-1s, right? But now it's, second generation. Right. Well, not only is it accessible, but you've got these second generation, these third generation. Now they're going to come out with just a pill. And so it'll be super easy and cost effective. And I think, look, again, it's being touted and these pharmaceutical companies have bazillions of dollars to run the campaigns that they want to run. Mm-hmm. And the noise is very loud.
Yes.
And
it is very loud.
Yeah. And so, it's like I always say, if you can't beat them, you join them. And that's why I created, I think we talked about that, a 12-week program that's called Beyond the Shot. Because
I want you to please.
I mean, I created it. Yeah.
There's nothing. It's like a then what?
Right.
I talk to my clients. There's no plan. They either plan on taking it forever. And I think it's a drug. It stops working.
Yeah.
And then the weight comes on. I've seen it, Meryl.
Oh, it comes on very rapidly.
Yes. Very and rapidly. That affects your self-esteem.
Well, it affects you mentally and emotionally, and it affects you physiologically. Mm-hmm. And so I think what people don't realize is there is a huge physiologic effect that these medications have, right?
Absolutely.
They affect your hypothalamus, they affect your pancreas, and they affect your stomach, right? So very, very significantly, right? Yeah. They have an impact. And when you come off of them, I think the rebound effect, the weight gain is very rapid because the rebound effect of satiety and hunger, right? These medications affect leptin and ghrelin, which is the satiety hormone and the hunger one. So your body's all out of whack, and when it comes back voraciously, and people are regaining weight very rapidly. So all of the benefits that they had from it, from, you know, whether it was inflammation, whether it was cardiovascular, whether it was the diet, you know, the insulin sensitivity, all of that normalizes when they're on it. As soon as they go back, it's all goes by the wayside. And some people end up worse off because they're not
That's right.
working out right. They're not doing. So there is a huge impact there. And I created this program. It is a 12-week program. I'm super proud of it because
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, we talk about not just, you know, what happens, but really how do we reintegrate into life after it and understand the mentality of how do I change the person that I am pre and post, and that's what it takes, because they weren't able to do it before the shot for whatever reason. Again, no blame, no judgment, but we got to figure this out one way or the other.
Yeah. There's got to be some middle ground, and that being satiated, you can get that from protein, and
you can
start cutting out carbohydrates.
A lot, right? A lot of people, exactly, and I think a lot of it also is the emotional satiety. What are you filling your? You know, people who are on these realize that food noise goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there such food noise in the first place?
Correct.
And a lot of time it's from what their early traumas,
of course, yes,
early environment. Yep.
Yeah,
you know what? Well, not only that, but what was your
relationship?
Relationship with food and your parents.
Yeah.
Right. How many of us heard as little girls, oh, you're too this, oh, you're too that, or you're not enough this, or you're not enough that. That ties into all of this.
Your self-worth was connected to
your weight.
Yes. And for me, it was, I had to eat everything on my plate. We were poor.
Right.
So we had to eat everything on our plate, and I would start stuffing food around. But it was, again, that follows you.
100%. I mean,
and I think that's what we do, both of us do with our clients. It's
right.
So to kind of visit that, because for years.
And it's hard to change.
It's
right.
Very hard
clients
to
think it's just the food piece. And I'm like, it's not the food piece. I will tell you, I think the mental, emotional piece is so much more significant. And that's what we really cover in this class, because it's the food piece, quite frankly, is easy.
Yeah.
It's the other stuff that we have to get around. And who do you identify as? What are your beliefs around yourself? And you as a thin person, fat, do you self-sabotage without realizing it? So there's all these components that people don't even think about. And if we can get you, and if we can get you while you're not listening to the food, you know, on the shot, before you come off the shot.
Loud.
So yeah.
It's
so I think there's, loud. And I don't know that there's, I mean, that would be great if we could get people to want to do that. I think the thing is people
say it.
They just don't
say it.
Right. Well, I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it.
I
think it's here's the easy way out. I don't have to work that hard.
That's our society.
If I have to work at it, if I have to work, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Or they want to see it in 1 week.
Oh, well, that too.
Everything in 1 week. So it's so interesting to see, and it's your hydration, and it's your We've had this conversation. Your diet is like, who am I hanging out with?
Yeah.
There's so many different things. It's like the nutrition is a part of it.
Yeah, it's one pillar.
And what is the work that you're willing to do? I ask people right away, I say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you?
Yeah, I say that now too. I do that now too.
And now if I get a 5, I say, I'm
not a good fit.
I don't work with 5. Then all of a sudden,
gotta be at least a 7 or 8. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a will. Yeah, there needs to be a will.
Yes.
So
they have to want it bad enough.
Okay. Now, I wanted to, if you don't mind, there's something that brought you to kind of doing this and feeling this way and adapting this kind of way of life, if you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, you mean my story?
Yes.
Yeah. So I like I said, I'm the out of the box nutritionist, but I got into functional medicine because of my own journey. So it was when I was living in New Jersey at the time. I'm originally a Jersey girl. And in case you can't tell, even though I'm here 23 years, I really try and I still can't get rid of it.
I hear it.
It's character, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks after my third child was born. So I had 3 children under the age of 4. At 6 weeks postpartum, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It is a blood cancer, for those of you that do not know what it is. And I had a large tumor in my chest. I had a large tumor in my neck. P.S. I had surgery for the tumor there, but obviously couldn't do it for my chest. And it was called bulky Hodgkin's. And subsequently through that time, I was literally whisked into surgery and then chemotherapy. So clearly it was
How old were you?
I was 33.
Yeah.
So, 3 kids under the age of 4. And I just remember saying to my doctor, am I going to die? And she looks at me, I don't think so. Like, well, that's not really what I wanted to hear, but okay, I'll take that. I don't think so.
You made it.
But yeah, I feel very grateful that Hodgkin's lymphoma is a pretty curable cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had 12 weeks of chemo, week after week after week. I lost my hair. I felt like crap.
With
had
3 kids under the age of 4.
Yes, thank God I had a really good social system. You know, my parents were around, my friends were around. They would bring me to chemo, and
wonderful.
I had a nanny, and I had a gang. Right, I definitely had a community and a support system around me, which was phenomenal. And super grateful for all of that.
But you're providing now for other people. It's so
absolutely,
yeah.
Right. It's like pay it forward.
That's it.
So again, lucky enough to be cured of the cancer. But when I was finished with treatment, I was debilitated. My immune system was just
shot.
And I was getting sick often. And at the time, my mother-in-law, who I used to tease because she would be into all these supplements and she'd be taking stuff, and I'd be like, oh, that stuff is voodoo.
Right.
That doesn't work.
Yes.
And I finally said to her at one point, I'm like, I can't live like this anymore. I'm getting sick. I just can't take care of my kids, and this is not how I want to function. So she took me down to Mexico, and I went to this place called International BioCare. I'll never forget. They walk in with this bag of coffee, and I'm like, that's a funny way of serving coffee. And I basically had coffee enemas for 7 days.
Okay.
Like no real coffee, but definitely coffee.
You trusted the process.
I did. I was with these amazing integrative oncologists who were brilliant, and I would chase them around with my IV pole. Everybody be watching Jerry Springer. I'm chasing around these people, like, what are you doing? What is this? Was so curious, wanted to know what was happening, and I was doing all these treatments, now, which were back. Don't forget, this is 20 years ago. I did hyperbaric oxygen right before it was cool. I did these immunotherapy shots. I was doing IV vitamins. I was doing all this stuff, the cupping, the acupuncture, the breathing, and just going along, with all of it and asking a lot of questions, and really was introduced to whole food nutrition for the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I studied dietetics in school, and yet we didn't learn this. And it was incredible. And so I came home and I had a vaccine with my own immune system in it, and started really adapting what I had learned, and I was getting better, and I was feeling better, and life was changing, and I'm like, wow, there's something to this. So of course, the research geek that I am, threw myself
you are a research
into the research, and was like, okay, what is this, and how do I learn about this? And this is, again, more than 20 years ago, where functional medicine was just coming around, right? There were no modules. There was no, I remember going to one of the first Jeff Bland, he's like the father of functional medicine, going to one of his events, and there was like 30, 40 people there. And I'm going, is this going to take off? Now you go to an IFM event and there's tens of thousands of people.
Yes.
So
it's not just having a moment. This is the future.
Oh yeah. This was right. Exactly. Right. So I basically was living in real time, training as these modules were coming out. I went to a friend of mine and I was like, I'm going to get certified. She's like, why are you going to get certified? You can teach this stuff, but you want to be legit, right? Yes. So I did that, but and I probably could teach it, but and I'm a lifelong learner. So after I did the functional medicine stuff, and that's when genetics and nutritional genetics started to come out. And of course, your DNA is the story of everything. So
really snowballed.
So I became double certified in nutrition, or nutritional genomics and epigenetics. And
what is genomics?
So basically, DNA is our operating system, right? Mm-hmm. If our DNA is not functioning right, then our body we're not living, right? Yeah. It's the code that tells it. So we can read certain aspects of our DNA. So there's a difference between genomics and genetics, right? We think of genetics like a disease, like a trisomy, right? Like a mental retardation, and those kinds of things, where there's either an additional gene or there's a deletion of a gene. That's genetics, right? BRCA is a deletion that's genetics. Genomics is really the study of how do little typos in your DNA affect what happens in your body. And that's what I study, because those things we can mitigate, right? We can look at how do we offset this perhaps trajectory for cognitive decline, right? It doesn't mean you're going to get Alzheimer's. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get, there's certain genes, yes, that have a higher predictability of it, but it doesn't mean you're destined for it. It's the beautiful thing is I have an option. I can go this way or I can go this way. And my lifestyle and my diet and everything that I do will help me offset that. And that is the work that I do.
How do people, is it through a blood test?
It's a cheek swab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so easy.
So
you do that, and then we do some other tests just to sort of validate what the genetics are telling us. So let's say your genetics predispose you to cardiovascular disease. Well, we can test and say, where along this, timeline are you? And the idea would be to find it sooner rather than later, because again, preventative, and again, not a sexy word in our culture. Nobody wants to. And so, and people confuse,
we like to wait till it's too late.
Yeah. But people confuse longevity, and people who are doing all this biohacking. Great, but if your foundation isn't solid, meaning your sleep and your nutrition and your exercise and your mental, emotional stuff, if that's not solid, then you're basically building longevity on quicksand.
Right, and your body's going to react differently.
Well, you won't get the result that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 months, your program. Is it 1 month this, 1 month that, 1 month this?
So we've got some self-paced, right? There's self-paced modules.
And we're going to do a class together.
Yes, we are.
You and I.
Yes, we are. So there's some self-paced modules that a person would go through, and then we have weekly meetings, whether it's in a group setting or individual, so that we can talk about it, and that's where the learning, and that's where the sweet spot, and that's where the questions, and and we develop it as a community.
So
because
wonderful.
People need community.
It comes up. I mean, Nancy was here before. It is so important.
So important. I mean,
you were speaking about it when you were not feeling well. If someone showed up with food or a meal train or whatever it is, we are not alone.
No.
And
I think, the piece of that is, if you look at the actual number one predictor of longevity, it is happiness, joy, purpose with a community.
And socialization.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the community, right? And so, and they've done studies, right? People with Alzheimer's who their progression is much less, it's much slower when they've got a sense of community, when they socialize, when they're active. And
it makes sense. I think it's here. I know it's not going anywhere. I'm so happy people's minds are open to learning or feeling or accepting that this is maybe, even if it's just part of what they're doing, their Western medicine or whatever
right, at least some component of it.
It has a place. All right, so we didn't get to a lot of things.
I told you
we're gonna have to do another episode, but so I want you to let people know how they can find you, and I'm gonna put it .HTTP, whatever it is. I'm gonna put it in.
Are we done already?
That's it. Yes.
Wow.
I know.
That was oh my God, we didn't even scratch the surface of it. But that's okay. We'll do it again. We'll do another. And I'll have you on mine. So we'll there we go.
Wonderful. So how can people find you?
So you can find me. I am on. So my website is merylbrandwine.com. You'll put it BRANDWEIN.
If you ask nicely.
Please. Pretty please.
Of course.
I am on Instagram, rebel.nutritionist. I am on LinkedIn. I think I'm under the Brandwine Institute for Nutrition and Wellness.
Okay.
So I'm all over the place.
And you meet via Zoom.
Right. We do virtual. Okay. We do virtual. We do some in person, some places. So if you're interested in person, that is an option for people. But yeah, it's that's how you get me. 954-727-9006. DM me on Insta if you have questions about the work that we do. And go check out my podcast, Rebel Nutritionist Podcast.
You're really selling it.
I don't know. You told me to tell people, so I'm telling you.
I'm going to put it in there. But I when I met you, Meryl, I knew we're gonna. I have a lot of things for us to do together because you get it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm passionate. I think, yeah, you can't fake that.
No,
Can't fake that.
it's palpable.
Yeah.
It's palpable. All right. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for joining us. If
Yes,
you know
thank you.
somebody that would benefit from this, share it
Mhm.
and stay tuned. We're going to have Meryl back on because we really didn't get to the good stuff. So thank you for joining us.
Thank
Have
you.
a beautiful day and stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.